If you're a fucking Sparky in Auckland, you know a bloke named Camel? This is fucking him. How I got the nickname Camel. The opportunity came up to do something different and go and rake out the camel enclosure. I got to the camel enclosure with the young woman zookeeper escorting me, and I was only half listening to her instructions. I do remember at some stage she mentioned an electric fence, but we'll get to that in a moment. I was given a large rake, a spade and a wheelbarrow, and I made my way to the far end of the enclosure, all while under the watchful eye of the camel zookeeper. Now, camels are a curious bunch, and I remember part of the briefing that said, stay clear of the camels. Walk backwards slowly and give them space. So as I'm shoveling the camel shit and raking away, one came right up behind me and started edging me closer to the edge of the enclosure. Now, what you need to understand is that these animals up close are fucking massive, way bigger than a horse and way more powerful. I didn't want to alarm this camel by shouting to the keeper and looking like a right tit, so I thought I'll just edge away a bit and circle around back. But no. This camel was fucking having none of that and kept edging me closer to the fence. Fuck, the electric fence. Now, I'm not the tallest guy, but I never saw what was coming next. All I remember was backing up slowly, then hearing a zzz. I had backed up into an electric fence that had touched my ear. Well, fuck me, time stopped. The zookeeper at the other end of the closure had happened to look up just as I'd backed into said fence and seen me get zapped. All I remember was seeing a lot of light and feeling my body being picked up by a giant. That's about when I passed out. The zookeeper said I was cartwheeled through the air in the other direction. One of my shoes had come off. And by the time she got to me, my body was slumped in a crumpled pile about 10 feet from the fence. It's true. And I've heard you say it before. You can really piss and shit yourself at the same time. Though I can't say I remember much, I just experienced over 75,000 volts of power through enough to deter a fucking camel through my earlobe.
Oh my God.
I woke up what seemed like ages later, and all I saw was a blue sky, a very panicked looking zookeeper hunched over me. At this stage, I couldn't even tell you what she said. I mumbled something, but that just made her even more panicked. I tried to get up, but nothing moved. I had no physical control over my muscles as they were still tingling and had massive pins and needles in every limb. I lost my sense of smell. I couldn't hear much as my ears were still fucking ringing, and I had a wee bit of a headache on the right side of my head. The ambos picked me up. I don't remember the ride to hospital. I had no bodily control for the first couple of hours, and I remember waking up with an oxygen mask on. It took me a full 24 hours to come right under observation at Auckland Hospital. The nurses all have a warped sense of humour at the best of times at the hospital and overnight. The nurses were all addressing me as Mr. Camel. And that is the story of how I got the nickname Camel. That's amazing. Holy fuck. That terrified. That...